DJ all the way. I'm Jonathan Coachman. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, running back David Johnson, fresh off 100 yards on the ground a week ago, as it'll be the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Miami Dolphins. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, thanks. Located appropriately for his career win total at 347 Don Shula Drive. There's a look at Hard Rock Stadium here in Miami, Florida. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Miami Dolphins. Hi, everyone. Brandon Godden, Charles Davis. Charles, you look at the Dolphins as they enter play in this one. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners are 4 of their last 6 games.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
Meanwhile, for the Bengals here, they've come in on a nice run of recent form. 4 wins out of 5.
And if you look back to last week, it was all about their defense. Anytime you hold an NFL team to single digits, that's saying something.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. Ryan Tannehill will be orchestrating the offense, the top 10 pick back in 2012.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing 1 interception. Didn't have a touchdown to offset it. But the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
Here's Dalvin Cook, 3rd year back from Florida State. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd down. When we look at this unit like we are now, Greg Olsen has become such a reliable target in this league.
Loves to be considered the #1 option in the passing game in the offense he plays, and he lives up to it. Knows the defense is set for him, knows how to beat them.
Now Cook, he's got it off the draw. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Now it's Tannehill. Screen pass to Sproles. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Desmond King back deep. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Fielded at about the 28. Call it a 48-yard punt. Give them 9, though, on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. So here are the Bengals under first-year head coach Zach Taylor. They'll be led out by their 6th-year quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, out of Eastern Illinois.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing 1 interception. Didn't have a touchdown to offset it. But the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Here now the offense for the Bengals.
And coming off the season which saw him set career highs across the board is tight end Zach Ertz, who's been around for a little while, but continues to improve in every facet. In fact, last year, he set the record for catches in a season by a tight end with 116, and he thinks that he can match that number or surpass it this season.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. On play action, now Garoppolo. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now fourth down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
On fourth down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. And he'll keep this one away from Sproles as this is angled toward the sideline. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
So the Dolphins offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Yeah, you're impressed, don't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Hey, here we go. Check it backer, check it backer.
Off play action, Tannehill. Looking downfield for Jones. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Here's Tannehill, and almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. And here now the punter, Martin, booming this one away. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
That good for 22 and a first down.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Look at the starters defensively for the Dolphins. In that win last week over the Giants, they were very good.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now do you just max protect on offense, keep everyone in, and run 1 or 2 receiver routes to make sure your quarterback stays up? We'll soon find out.
Roberts has it. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. Garoppolo going to try and throw on third. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And this one is right down Broadway. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. So a good kick there. They put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the 3.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Now a deep ball here, hauled in just past the 50. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. He got 29 yards that time.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
An update from a game going on in Indianapolis. And it's the Panthers there out to the early advantage. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. First down, here's the run with Cook. Flashy little move, but unable to reach the 40. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Tannehill toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. The tight end Josh Hill was the target, and it's 3rd down. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now it's the all-purpose back. This is Darren Sproles. And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain.
But forget knowing where the 1st down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front, and a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Miami. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. David Johnson now gears up to help lead this offense back on the field. Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you said, listen, I'll let you have this type of a game each and every week, you'd sign up for it. You wouldn't try and get too greedy. But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try and duplicate that and exceed it in this game. 9
yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Running from the gun, Johnson. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he's able to pick up the 1st before he's taken down at the 27. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up 1st downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180!
On 1st down, Garoppolo. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. To throw is Garoppolo, and that is incomplete. Had to pass there, 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the first down, even throwing the football.
Let's go, buddy.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
Now that sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game. And that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. He completes it to Evans. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No first down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180!
Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Here we go.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down. Garoppolo now. And he fires one, but incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here's Brian Anger now, as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill. Looking deep for Julio. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Dolphins on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one.
Let's go, boys. Bring it
The Bengals getting set to go. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. The tackle made by Austin Calitro. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. He gets it to Thomas. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. This is complete to Michael Thomas. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. Just a yard return there after a punt of 49. And it'll be Dolphin football. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game now. Sometimes a better punter may actually determine the outcome.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Greg Olsen was the intended target, but it's going to be 2nd down. Now it's Sproles. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. The Dolphins on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Tannehill. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now, I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
Here's Sam Martin now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. The rush defense down on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Here we go, here we go.
Off the draw, here's Johnson. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
Let's go!
There are a lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on 3rd down. That pickup there was big because they had struggled throughout this one.
Now on the the heels of that run by Johnson. Here's another 1st and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. On 2nd down, it's Johnson, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Garoppolo looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down. And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
Elsewhere, 2nd quarter in D.C. and an early advantage in that one for the Giants. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Garoppolo. And Kelvin Benjamin's got it. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 42. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And this will be a jet sweep. Here's Thomas with it. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. On the ground, this is Johnson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
A couple of plays sent him the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Going deep for Benjamin. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. It was DJ Swearinger right there on the coverage.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Here's Brian Anger now. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. And now let's discuss Julio Jones. Hasn't had his best day to this point here in the 2nd quarter. They're losing. You got to think, though, that also means that maybe the defense doing a good job on him. There's 2 sides to that coin.
I would agree, so you have to give them credit, but that means you've got to find a way to beat that defense and make sure one of your top playmakers touches the football and has an impact on the game. Change formations, change where he lines up, put him in motion. Anything possible to shake him free.
Maybe that greater impact comes here on this drive.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Let's go, D, let's go. Hey, let's get it.
From the gun, here's Tannehill. And his pass incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Draw play. This is Sproles. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
And now let's look at David Johnson. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. The former Pro Bowl linebacker Anthony Barr there to jar it free. On second down, Johnson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. On 3rd down, Johnson. And he's going to come up well shy of the first here as the tackle's made right around the 12. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Here's Brian Anger now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Around the NFL, second quarter in Atlanta. And the Jags, they're out to an early lead there. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. He's going to let this one go deep. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Miami. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Tevin Coleman and the rest of the offense making their way back out. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive maybe. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. The Pro Bowler Michael Thomas was the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Back to the air on 2nd. It's Garoppolo. Caught by the tight end Ertz. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. Garoppolo looks to throw. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Garoppolo on 1st down. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And this is Hurts with it, right side. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Here's Brian Anger now, as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. So a change of possession here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Well, they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run.
70, Indy.
So we've reached halftime. All we have to show for the first half, a lone field goal.
The weather might be cold, but the playoff races are heating up here on this final Sunday before Christmas. So let's get to it. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In the game you're watching, it was Jimmy Garoppolo who was brilliant in that first half. His guys lead, though by only a field goal. Still anybody's game, as we send it back to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway.
Let's go.
The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3.
These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try to figure out what is working, and call more of that. And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They go to Johnson again. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. He finds Roberts, complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 23 yards, the final tally.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Here we go. Here we go. 180. Here we go, D.
Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
Here we go. 180.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
And we got number 53.
Again, it's Johnson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now Garoppolo. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
But it's not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete, but you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
And he'll keep this one away from Sproles as this is angled toward the sideline.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Well, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
They'll run on first down. It's Cook, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. He's brought down there by Kenny Moore. They run it again with Cook. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Another 2-yard gain there, but they'll need to do better this time. It's 3rd and 6. Throwing on third down, Tannehill. And he's unable to haul it in. So it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field. And that brings up 4th. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And not what he was hoping for there as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Johnson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's a 20th carry for Johnson. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. On second down now, it's Johnson. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And all the way down to the 33-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Here we go.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. Ertz has it left side. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. On play action, it's Garoppolo. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 12-yard line.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. They go back to the ground with Johnson. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. On 2nd and a yard, Garoppolo.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Lambeau will put this one through. And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Tannehill and the Dolphins break the huddle. Come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now Tannehill. And this is caught by Evans. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Calais Campbell, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. And that'll be marked down as their first sack of the game.
Well, they had 6 last week. And this offense did its homework, didn't it? Because they saw all that pressure, and they really worked hard to tamp it down and beat it back. And they did a great job in the first half. But now they've gotten their first sack here in the second half. Look out. They'll try to increase the pressure.
Elsewhere in the NFL, they're in the second half at FedEx Field now. And you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Ready? 3rd and long, it's Tannehill. Looking downfield for Jones. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Try to disrupt Julio Jones there, the intended target. A little too close, got the flag thrown.
I'm not sure anyone can cover Julio Jones one-on-one for very long without getting their share of pass interference calls. His size, his speed, his physicality makes it almost impossible to do.
Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. Sproles trying to run inside, but nothing there. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Now Aldrick Rosas for the field goal attempt. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. And this one is right down the middle. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
After the field goal, here's Rosas to kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the off. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Anthony Barr able to put an end to that play, and in so doing puts an end to this 3rd quarter. One quarter remains here in Week 16. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Here we go.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. Roberts has it. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before it's taken down. That one good for 26 and a 1st down. Garoppolo now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. To throw is Garoppolo. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Robert Alford. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. 1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Now this throw caught left side. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. That catch, by the way, kind of noteworthy. It's number 764 in his career. Ties him with Hall of Famer James Lofton.
And he's done it just as James Lofton did in his career. Smooth.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Out of the gun, Tannehill. And this will be broken up and incomplete. Now a penalty flag down, and they may be going backward here. So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
Here's Tannehill. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. To the air again, Tannehill. Completes it to Benjamin. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
The Dolphins on 3rd down, an almost unimaginable 0 for 10 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Tannehill. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And it's incomplete, almost intercepted. He had a great shot at picking that off in the end zone. It brings up 4th down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
So a big one coming now for Aldrick Rosas. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And the Dolphins have tied things up here in the 4th. Well, you talk about clutch. That one was right down Broadway, and this game's all even here in the 4th.
Yeah, he didn't leave any doubt, did he? Good snap, good hold, dead center. Almost like a big-time golfer in a major, firing at a pin from the fairway, trying to win the tournament going down the stretch.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes Jimmy Garoppolo now to lead his offense back out there. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
And throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Garoppolo. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a 1st down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Looking long for Thomas. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Now Johnson. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 47. On the toss, here's Johnson. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Now Garoppolo on the bootleg. Throwing the comeback route. He's got the hook up to Thomas. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. A first down carry here for Johnson.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. Nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Seth Roberts with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bengals have taken the lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This one taken from the 7. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. So now here come the Dolphins. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Ready?
From the gun, here's Tannehill. He completes it to Evans. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Tannehill. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Calais Campbell in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now it's Tannehill. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 27-yard line.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got to step on them. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
60 on.
Tannehill on first down. Jones has it. And down inside the 15 he goes. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down. Finally a first red zone opportunity for these guys. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. Cook. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Cook. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. To throw is Tannehill. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Mike Evans. His 2nd touchdown on the season as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. That's why you've got your star out there. Throw the ball to him. They did.
That's simply saying we don't care what coverage you put out there. He's so good. We're going there with the football anyway, and there's not a thing you can do about it.
Inside the red zone, they go to him. He gets it done. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. All square now at 13 all as he sends this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll run it with Johnson. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. All tied up, less than 2 minutes to go. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Garoppolo now. Complete. It's Johnson. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down. There's Garoppolo to throw. A quick throw, but incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Garoppolo to throw. Benjamin's got it. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 44-yard line. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Garoppolo, his throw incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Garoppolo. Screenplay. Johnson. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. Johnson. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Johnson. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21.
Here we go.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. Ninth play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
Now a handoff. Johnson. And boy, from up here, I don't think Johnson got there. No, he did not. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down.
Well, we got beefeaters licking their chops and tasty dish in one fell swoop.
I did apologize in advance, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. That line's not eating tofu, I'll tell you that much for free. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for Cincinnati, the win moves them to 8-7 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Miami, their playoff hopes take a big hit as they fall to 8-7. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.